Right then, a little bit of breaking news happening. Manchester United are closing in on signing Senne Lammens from Antwerp, with personal terms reportedly almost agreed, according to Fabrizio Romano. So what Romano was saying is United are confirmed to be in active talks and close to agreeing terms with the 23-year-old Belgian keeper. Other outlets have started to echo it. It's in the Sun, amongst other places, that terms are nearly finalised amidst United's ongoing goalkeeper issues. Now, we flagged these links a while ago. Romano first linked him last month when United made initial contact to gauge conditions. But when I started looking into this, I think it was either for Transfer Review or for one of the Transfer Live videos that I did, I managed to find scout reports reports of Manchester United scouting him all the way back in December 2024. And then there was a quote from him in February that was talking about Manchester United, in which he said it was special to be linked to United and that he'd researched Amorim's team to assess fit. So that tells you that when I was doing that initial research, I was like, right, he's not a big name. This isn't the Donnarumma links where you're like, oh, the guy that's just won goalkeeper of the year for the Champions League. Yeah, I'm sure that's a legit sort of link. Yeah, and there's not just SEO reasons for linking him. There was a lot of reasons why Manchester United would want him, but also the fact that he is not a big name. This one makes a hell of a lot of sense. Now, there's been a lot of news since that sort of initial sort of flagging of him about a month ago. All of the aggregators have dragged him up. People are talking about whether he's an alternative to a high-cost option like Donnarumma. My initial assessment of him was he is one of the brightest prospects, but I'm not sure he's the finished article just yet. He is someone that's showing metrically a hell of a lot. Like, there's some real good stuff to like about what you're seeing when it comes to Senne Lammens' data. His save percentage is incredibly high. His crosses stopped is in the 99th percentile. He is the best keeper in European football at stopping crosses. That's a massive thing to have. Like, that's not something to be sniffed at, especially when you think that United have been so poor with both Onana and Bayern at dealing with crosses specifically. Like, he also seems to keep hold of the ball quite well, doesn't seem to knock it into opposition attackers. He likes to throw the ball. He starts attacks pretty quickly. He's someone that does get on the ball and knocks it around a little bit. But, for me, there was still the big game experience was lacking. There was a few bits where you were like, I'm not 100% sure that he's ready to be like... There's one thing playing top flight football and there's one thing playing top flight football for Manchester United. And I think my initial instinct on this one was, this is Bayern's replacement rather than Onana's replacement. Donnarumma would be Onana's replacement. But what I like about Lammens is I could see him becoming a number one. Now, do you get the opportunity to become the number one while at United, or do you need to maybe be elsewhere getting minutes because you're not going to develop without minutes? Or is this the first gamble that we're seeing with Ineos, where they bring in a young player that isn't quite ready and they go, do you know what? We're going to give you the opportunity to become the number one goalkeeper. Where is he going to fit in the pecking order? Does United's priority, if they get this one sewn up? Because honestly, if you look at the way Ineos have conducted business in this transfer window, which is all we've really got to go off, personal terms get agreed with the player, which is technically tapping them up, but there's a good chance that they've done this with the permission of the club. If you go in with an approach where you go, can we start talking to the player? The club can grant you permission before you've agreed the terms with the club. Typically, that's done through the agent. Technically, it's tapping up. Realistically, that's how transfers get done. I think that if you look at the way Manchester United have conducted themselves across this entire transfer window, all of the players that we signed, we did the personal terms first. So I think it's quite significant that you're hearing personal terms are basically done, because then I think that the deal with the player gets done the deal with the club gets very, very quickly resolved right after that. This is how this front of house seems to go about doing their business. They get the personal terms done and then they bring it in. So I would expect Senne Lammens to be Manchester United goalkeeper within the week. I mean, obviously we've got just over a week before the transfer window ends, so I'm not really saying anything too crazy there. But I think this one gets resolved. Then we pivot immediately to, right, okay, cool. So Senne Lammens, we've got him through the door. When are we going to start selling players? Because I don't know if you've realised, Manchester United still have not managed to sell a single player this window. Jadon Sancho is still somehow a Manchester United player. Technically, Marcus Rashford is still a Manchester United player. Anthony, Garnacho, all of these still Manchester United players. I saw a quote today from Harry Maguire, which I don't have any dramas with Harry Maguire still being here, but even Harry Maguire and the club have told him, you ain't going anywhere this year. You're not for sale. So even if an offer came in, and supposedly there was offers that came in for Harry Maguire, United went, cool, not asked. So surely there is a requirement. I mean, I know there's a requirement. Someone told me that to bring in Baleba, United needed sales. We've not sold anybody. So how are we conducting ourselves in this transfer window if we're doing this and we've not managed to sell a single player? Now, someone mentioned this in a video yesterday, and I think it's probably bang on. Have the likes of Sevilla and Chelsea told Garnacho and Anthony, sit tight, wait until the very last day of the window, we'll get it sorted out. And we will just pile loads of pressure on United by just sitting there like that. Waiting. Now, maybe. Because I think if it does get down to the last day in the window, deals will have to be had. Can United afford to stand strong? Can United afford to be like, nah, you're going to rot in the reserves? United probably want to start putting that out there now. Hey, listen, if this bomb squad don't go, we're not asked. Whether that's true or not, you want to project the opinion that you're not bothered. Put pressure on those agents. Hey, you realise that he will be going training with the under-8s, or he will be on community work for the club because it's part of his contract. And if he's not playing, he'll be fulfilling other parts of his contract. Hey, he will be doing all of the commercial shoots, the kit launches, everything across the world. If he's not playing, you're still employed by the club. You will be doing other stuff for us. That's what United need to do. They need to put pressure on the agents so the players flap and the agents flap, and that puts pressure on the other clubs because the other clubs aren't asked. The person who should be most asked about this is the player and his agent, because you could just sit here. Now, the likes of Jadon Sancho, I don't think it matters. I think they'll be like, yeah, sweet. But the likes of Garnacho and Anthony, who I do actually think want to go and play football. And how's Malacia not been sold? What is going on? We need to figure out that. We figure out that and we'd be sweet. We don't figure out that and it's, yeah. Well, you're losing a hell of a lot of money by these players just stinking a gaff out, aren't you? Anyway, give us your thoughts. Senne Lammens. We are waiting on it. Here we go. Nearly in. Nice. Hey, thank you for watching the video. If you are new around these parts, then don't forget to subscribe. My channel is proudly supported by my community on Patreon. If you'd like to get a little bit of extra content, a Discord group, meetups, five-a-side games, weekly podcasts, behind the scenes, and even an occasional bit of transfer news as and when I get it, then for the price of a pint, you can show your appreciation for the content that we make and get some goodies for doing so as well. Check the link in the description or click the button right here. You'll also find all of my socials here too if you want to follow me on any of those platforms. Nice one.